Never place plants in your home before watching this video. Some plants are not only used for decoration and beauty, but can also help attract prosperity and good fortune into your home. However, those very same plants can also interrupt the flow of energy in the house if they are placed incorrectly. When that happens, the natural circulation of energy can be disrupted, which may affect wealth and luck. From the perspective of feng shui, plants are considered a source of living energy that helps balance the space and activate positive energy when arranged properly. That is why choosing the right type of plant, placing it in the correct position, and arranging it to suit the space inside your home are extremely important. In today's video, I am going to reveal several types of plants that are perfect for placing in your living room to help attract luck and prosperity for the year 2026. Now, let us begin together. The interaction of the 5 elements in the Year of the Fire Horse, 2026. The movement of energy flows within a living space plays a role in influencing the prosperity, health, and overall spirit of the members of a household. As we enter 2026, the Year of the Fire Horse with the elemental nature known as heavenly river water, the selection and arrangement of plants in the living room becomes a practical feng shui method for optimizing the flow of fortune and positive energy. In a year that carries an extremely strong yang energy of the fire element, the presence of plants associated with the wood element acts like a natural energy filter. They help regulate the atmosphere and open up new financial opportunities for the homeowner. The living room is often referred to as the bright hall of the house, the place where the main streams of life energy gather and circulate. Bringing plants into this space allows people to interact directly with the dynamic cycle of the 5 elements. The Year of the Fire Horse carries fire energy at its peak because both the heavenly stem fire and the earthly branch horse belong to the fire element. However, the elemental nature, called heavenly river water, which symbolizes water flowing from the sky, carries cooling and nourishing qualities that support the growth of all living things. The direct contrast between fire and water in this year requires an intermediary element, which is the wood element represented by plants, in order to establish the cycle where water nourishes wood and wood feeds fire. Without the balancing effect of plants, the energy flow inside the home can easily fall into a state of conflict, potentially causing irritability or unstable financial situations. The year 2026 also marks a special point in the 60-year cycle of the traditional zodiac, when yang fire energy reaches its extreme level. A unique feature of heavenly river water is that it is not restricted by the earth element the way underground water normally is. This gives homeowners more flexibility when applying colors and choosing plant varieties. From a feng shui perspective, this is considered a time of breakthrough and expansion. Because of that, the strategy for arranging plants should aim for balance, prioritizing plants with thick leaves associated with the wood element to help regulate heat energy. At the same time, touches of red flowers representing the fire element can be added to guide and attract good fortune. In addition, the energy system of the Fire Horse year also favors the coordination between directions and colors. The strong yang energy, created by the combination of bin and no, needs to be moderated by the balancing ability of ornamental plants in order to reduce excessive fire energy. To strengthen the energy of the living room, homeowners should prioritize compatible colors such as blue and black, which belong to the water element. Supportive colors such as white, gray, and silver tones from the metal element can also be used to enhance mental clarity and attract helpful people into one's life. On the other hand, colors belonging to the earth element, such as dark yellow or earthy brown, should be used sparingly to avoid stagnation and prevent blockages in the flow of wealth during the new year. The use of plants in the living room during 2026 should focus on several strategic goals. These include activating the wealth area to welcome financial opportunities from both work and daily life, establishing a protective system that helps preserve accumulated wealth and creating a protective energy field that shields the home from negative influences that may arise from fluctuations in the market. The interaction between heavenly river water, wood, and fire forms the guiding principle for arranging plants in the living room during the year of the Fire Horse 2026. Each plant, when placed in the Bright Hall area, carries a specific role that corresponds to the homeowner's wishes for prosperity, a harmonious life, and joyful news within the family. Plants suitable for the living room to attract luck and prosperity. Group 1. Attracting wealth and activating cash flow. In the feng shui system, applied to the year 2026, the group of wealth-attracting plants plays a leading role in strategic positions within the home, helping draw financial opportunities and encourage the growth of wealth. These plants typically feature glossy green leaves, succulent foliage, or upright forms that symbolize the flourishing and expansion of life energy. The ZZ plant ranks at the top of the priority list for the Bright Hall area in the year of the Fire Horse. With its thick stems and symmetrical leaves reaching upward, this plant symbolizes sustainable growth and the multiplication of wealth. The extremely strong yang energy of 2026 requires the balancing influence of the ZZ plant to stabilize the flow of fortune, especially for families involved in business or those seeking stronger financial security. According to Flying Star Feng Shui principles, the most suitable placement is in a corner of the living room or near the main entrance, so it can receive auspicious energy as soon as it enters the house. Homeowners should avoid placing the plant in dark or damp locations, as these areas tend to accumulate yin energy that weakens the vitality of the plant and may negatively affect the well-being of people in the house. In particular, for the year 2026, the hydroponic form of the ZZ plant is especially recommended because it helps activate the smooth circulation of financial energy while taking full advantage of the heavenly river water element of the year. The next plant is Dracena fragrans, often seen as a symbol of lasting prosperity and smooth career advancement. One remarkable feature of this plant is its ability to sprout new shoots, even from a cut trunk, representing powerful vitality and the determination to overcome adversity. Placing Dracena fragrans in the southeast direction, the sector that welcomes the 8 white wealth star in 2026, can strongly support the activation of positive fortune for the homeowner. Based on numerological principles in Feng Shui, homeowners can express their wishes through the number of stalks in the pot. A pot with 3 stalks represents happiness and fulfillment. 5 stalks symbolize health and balance. 8 stalks represent prosperity and financial success. 9 stalks symbolize smooth fortune and steady advancement of wealth in life. Another meaningful plant is lucky bamboo, which carries an elegant appearance with upright stems and green leaves with golden highlights, symbolizing a steady career path. The segmented upward growth of the plant represents gradual and stable promotion, making it especially suitable for people who desire steady progress in their professional life. For placement, homeowners can position lucky bamboo on a tea table or near a window with light curtains. Placing the plant in pairs helps nurture harmony in family relationships, reduce potential conflicts caused by the intense fire energy of the Fire Horse year, and create a subtle focal point of auspicious energy throughout the living room. Group 2. Prosperity and Asset Preservation. While wealth-attracting plants help guide financial opportunities, the Prosperity Plant Group focuses on accumulation, wealth preservation, and building long-term stability for the household. These plants function like a feng shui safe, helping homeowners protect their achievements from the powerful energy fluctuations of the Fire Horse year. The first plant suitable for this group is the money tree. Its braided trunk structure symbolizes skillful financial management and the ability to keep resources tightly secured instead of letting them slip away. The lush green canopy usually splits into 5 leaf clusters, representing the harmonious balance of the 5 elements: metal, wood, water, fire, and earth within the living space. According to the Flying Star Feng Shui chart for 2026, the green wood element of the money tree helps regulate the heat produced by the double fire energy pattern, creating a balanced yin and yang environment. The most favorable position for this plant is on the left side of the living room when viewed from inside looking outward, the position known as the Azure Dragon sector. Placing it there helps attract luck and strengthen opportunities for wealth accumulation. Homeowners can also choose pots with 3 trunks, symbolizing the 3 powers of heaven, earth, and humanity, or 5 trunks representing the 5 blessings, both of which enhance the supportive energy for the household. Another plant associated with financial protection is the jade plant, which Feng Shui practitioners often compare to a gemstone that safeguards wealth. Its thick, round, succulent leaves resemble small green coins. The jade plant represents abundance and long-lasting stability, unlike plants that symbolize short bursts of success. For arrangement, placing the jade plant near the entrance or in wealth corners of the living room is an ideal choice for 2026. This placement helps establish a protective wealth barrier, reducing the risk of financial loss caused by the overly strong fire energy of the year. The plant's ability to store water in its leaves symbolizes the ability to store and preserve energy within the home, helping homeowners maintain prosperity even during unstable periods in their careers. In addition to these plants, varieties such as philodendron, monstera, and imperial red philodendron also possess strong vitality. They symbolize steady growth and rising authority in one's career. The lush foliage of philodendron increases the life energy within the structure of the home and helps reinforce financial stability. Hydroponic philodendron, displayed in clear glass containers, is particularly beneficial for homeowners with a water elemental destiny, as it helps connect them with supportive mentors and beneficial people. This creates smooth progress in career plans throughout the year 2026. Group 3. Protection, Health, and Energy Shielding. The Bright Hall area in the year of the Firehorse 2026 needs to establish an energetic defense system to neutralize the strong influence of excessive fire energy. Therefore, the group of protective and health-supporting plants acts like feng shui shields, helping purify the environment and maintain peace for all members of the household. One of the most frequently mentioned plants in living room feng shui is the snake plant. Feng shui experts often call it a protective shield because of its sturdy, upright leaves that resemble sharp swords. This characteristic symbolizes strength, decisiveness, and the ability to repel negative or harmful energy entering the home. In the context of 2026, the snake plant helps homeowners maintain a stable financial foundation and avoid negative effects from market fluctuations. A suitable placement for this plant is against walls or near the entrance of the living room, where it can form a protective energy filter and regulate the airflow in areas where energy often becomes stagnant. Alongside it is the peace lily, a plant that represents harmony and family happiness, with its pure white flowers standing out against lush green leaves. For homeowners whose destiny element is water, the peace lily becomes a feng shui item that balances the internal energy of the home and reduces conflicts that may arise from the fiery temperament associated with the Firehorse year. In addition, this plant has natural air purifying abilities that help remove pollutants produced by electronic devices commonly found in modern living rooms, keeping the space filled with fresh and vibrant life energy. Next are Buddhist pine and juniper bonsai, 2 plants known for their dignified appearance and timeless strength. They represent longevity and enduring positive energy. Buddhist pine has long been used in feng shui as a protective plant to prevent negative energy from entering the home and to symbolize long-lasting health for the entire family. Pong Pong Pine, with its needle-like leaves associated with the water element, helps homeowners strengthen adaptability and resilience when facing challenges in the new year. Placing pine family plants in the bright hall area not only reinforces the authority of the homeowner, but also creates a peaceful energy field that protects the family from health and emotional risks throughout 2026. Group 4. Activating reputation, success, and joyful events. The strong fire element of the Fire Horse year 2026 creates a special energetic environment that favors plants with warm colors to activate career success and joyful life events. This group of plants acts as a bridge that helps homeowners seize promotion opportunities, expand their social networks, and welcome happy news within the family. The first plant is anthurium, famous for its bright red flowers that symbolize passion and remarkable success. In feng shui color theory, red belongs to the fire element and perfectly aligns with the core energy of the year 2026. This helps increase vitality and encourage breakthroughs in career opportunities. The heart-shaped bracts of anthurium symbolize openness to receiving wealth and auspicious energy. Placing anthurium in the central area of the living room amplifies proactive energy and helps homeowners establish authority and credibility in social activities. In East Asian culture, the kumquat tree has long been considered a feng shui symbol of abundance and fruitful achievements after persistent effort. A feng shui-suitable kumquat tree should display white blossoms, green fruits, and ripe golden fruits at the same time, representing the continuous flow of luck across generations. To maximize its feng shui effect in attracting wealth and fortune, the ideal placement for a kumquat tree is near the entrance to the living room or in the foyer area. These spaces receive incoming positive energy and provide enough light and ventilation for the tree to thrive, while symbolically holding prosperity inside the home. Because it belongs to the wood element, the kumquat tree forms a perfect supportive relationship with the fire energy of the Fire Horse year, transforming intense energy into visible prosperity. Its presence in the bright hall brings warmth, abundance, and a declaration of a new year filled with remarkable achievements. Finally, the Phalaenopsis orchid carries an elegant and refined presence, making it an ideal plant for attracting reputation and strengthening valuable diplomatic relationships. Its perfectly symmetrical petals represent balance and timeless beauty, helping homeowners build trust with partners right within the living room. This plant should be placed in favorable sectors, such as the southeast wealth area to attract prosperity, or the east sector to strengthen health and vitality for the entire family. The Phalaenopsis orchid is also known for maintaining joyful energy over long periods, supporting homeowners, especially those with a water elemental destiny, in finding fulfillment in both career and relationships. Combining Phalaenopsis orchids with decorative items in golden tones further enhances the effect of attracting helpful mentors and activating joyful news related to children or marriage in the coming year. Arranging plants in the living room is much like clearing the flow of a small irrigation canal, allowing everything in life to move smoothly and successfully. However, for these plants to truly bring good fortune rather than unintended negative effects, homeowners should follow several important principles to maintain positive energy in the home throughout the year 2026. Important notes when choosing and arranging plants. Number 1. Do not choose plants with thorns. In Feng Shui practice, when selecting plants for the bright hall area, the most important factor is the compatibility of energy fields. Plants with sharp shapes or covered in thorns are often classified by experts as plants that carry hostile energy, meaning their pointed forms can disrupt the calm and harmonious flow of life energy within the home. Cacti and other thorny plants are typical examples that should be avoided in the living room. In feng shui belief, the sharp spines are often compared to poison arrows that release aggressive energy, which may lead to tension or unnecessary arguments among family members. However, if homeowners still appreciate these plants, they should place them on balconies or in the garden instead. In those outdoor spaces, these plants can serve their proper function of deflecting negative energy from outside rather than disturbing the harmony inside the home. Another plant to limit in the living room is the yucca plant, whose long and sharply pointed leaves resemble swords. This aggressive appearance creates a conflicting energy field that does not align with the purpose of the living room, which is meant to be a place of relaxation and connection. Insisting on placing plants with rigid blade-like leaves in the living room may weaken social harmony and make it harder for homeowners to find common ground with partners or friends. To accumulate auspicious energy, it is better to prioritize plants with soft, flowing shapes and rounded leaves, which help cultivate a peaceful and prosperous living environment. Number 2. Avoid plants that carry yin energy or negative symbolism. Besides thorny plants, homeowners should also avoid plants that are associated with yin energy or negative symbolism, as they may weaken the vitality of the household. One example is the willow tree, whose drooping branches and delicate leaves often evoke images of sadness and separation. In symbolic feng shui theory, the downward hanging form of the willow creates stagnant energy that slows the growth of prosperity and makes the home's energy field feel gloomy. Placing a willow in the living room unintentionally creates what is called a retreating energy pattern, weakening the determination and confidence of family members when facing major opportunities during the year of the Bai. Fire horse. Another plant commonly avoided is the mulberry tree, which holds a special place in traditional taboos and feng shui beliefs because its name is associated with mourning and sorrow. The presence of this plant in the living room is believed to disrupt family harmony and block good fortune from entering the home. For this reason, homeowners are advised not to bring mulberry plants into the interior living space in order to preserve peace and prosperity. As for ficus bonsai trees, although they possess an ancient and elegant beauty, they often have dense aerial roots and thick foliage, characteristics believed to accumulate strong yin energy. According to traditional belief, such trees are better suited to sacred spaces like temples and shrines, where the energy environment is completely different from that of a residential home. Placing a ficus tree in the living room may create an overpowering yin presence, making the space feel cold and lifeless, which can affect both the health and emotional well-being of those living there. To maintain a bright hall filled with vibrant yang energy and vitality, homeowners should prioritize plants with graceful structures and upward-growing foliage that welcome positive energy into the home during the new year. Number 3. Avoid plants that are toxic or have strong fragrance. Plants that contain toxic substances or release excessively strong fragrances are classified as internal harmful energy in feng shui. These plants can disturb the energy field and directly affect the vitality of family members. One of the most discouraged plants for indoor spaces is oleander. The sap of oleander contains highly toxic compounds which symbolically create an invisible layer of harmful energy around the home. When placed in the living room, a space that should remain pure and welcoming in order to gather blessings, this plant may conflict with the positive yang energy of the home. This can lead to concerns about health and weaken the overall fortune of the household. This concern becomes even more serious in homes with children or pets. Accidental contact with the plant's toxins not only poses a real physical danger, but is also believed to symbolize the possibility of misfortune appearing during the new year. Another example is hyacinth, a plant admired for its elegant appearance, but known for its strong fragrance. When placed in enclosed indoor spaces, the intense scent can create what feng shui refers to as stagnant energy. A fragrance that is too strong can become a form of sensory disturbance, causing difficulty concentrating and potentially leading to headaches, dizziness, or respiratory irritation for people living in the home. Long-term exposure to such air can reduce the homeowner's clarity of judgment, especially when making important financial decisions during the fire horse year. To maintain a healthy living environment filled with positive energy, removing toxic plants and replacing them with gentle air-purifying plants is a practical solution that supports long-lasting prosperity. Arranging plants in the bright hall during the fire horse year 2026 can be seen as a journey of nurturing harmony between people and nature. Each plant, when placed in the right position, helps purify the environment while also representing our hopes for a peaceful and prosperous beginning. If you still have questions about which plants are suitable for growing indoors, according to feng shui, or if you have any other concerns related to feng shui in daily life, feel free to share them in the comments section below. We can discuss and explore these topics together in future videos. Goodbye for now, and see you again soon.